All right, welcome to Rip City Reverberations, episode 5 for real this time. I was mistaken last time. How you doing, John?
I am well. How are you, sir?
I am doing all right. Just got done watching the crazy Game 7 of the World Series. Congrats to the LA Dodgers on back-to-back World Series. I don't want to watch a lot of baseball, but man, seems like there was a lot of extra inning games this postseason.
That was this I didn't start. I didn't watch any baseball until the series came up, and I think I caught tonight's game, and I caught on accident the 18 inning game because I just flipped back to it. I got stuck watching it early, and then watched the Blazer game. It's part of it, and then I forgot the Blazers were going. I was like, oh, got to jump in, and caught like second quarter or something there, and then jumped out, and I was like, oh, Dodgers are on 11th inning. I'll just run it in the background, and I was doing something else, and just kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going. I was like, dude, they played 2 games.
Exactly. It was literally 2 games.
2 games in one night. It was like 6.5 hours or something. That's
crazy stuff.
That's a lot.
All right. Off of baseball, on to basketball.
Yep.
Holy crap, our Blazers are doing quite well amid the turmoil and like the biggest story in what turmoil? Yeah.
I know. Forget about it.
Only the biggest turmoil in the history of the team.
Yeah, that is very true.
Crazy shit.
I think that's actually bigger that's bigger in the league. They got an issue with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that there's going to be a lot of other people that are going to eventually get named. I mean, Kevin Garnett was supposedly at the poker game that Chauncey was at, and then he was sketched out by it and left or something like that. I don't know what the whole story is with that, but I'm sure that there's going to be more about this.
Well, it's hopefully out of our hands, and it's, let the Blazers winning takes care of the challenges. I will say that. And
well, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing that the team has been able to just kind of brush aside all that stuff, and yeah, let's talk about the team. And we don't need to talk about uncertain legal troubles. The team is balling.
It's so fun to watch defense all game.
Yeah, no shit.
They have their little lapses, but it's just they get after it. They press. I think Denver, I said this, we talked about this in the game. It's like Denver's a team that doesn't allow Portland to really press like they normally would, because you got a 7 foot, 200 and whatever pound, 70-pound point guard. And Jokic,
right, that can and will pass over your defense when you get up in his face.
Yeah, and they kind of tried to combat that with just let's run. They ran. They just outlet, throw it. I mean, he threw it over the top of any press, and they caught it at 3/4 court almost, and they're in their offense already, if they're not already attacking the hoop. So, but I will say, watching that, I mean, I think Portland adjusted at one point, and they put the pressure on when they had to, because Jokic, which I don't understand why teams don't just stick with what works. Denver should have just stayed with Jokic running the show and that.
Well, I mean, if you remember, it was the clock malfunction. Like before the clock malfunction, Denver was crushing us. We were not doing as well, and the clock malfunction kind of changed the whole tone.
Scorekeeper, you get a raise.
Yeah.
But no, that's true. There was that little bit, and then they came out and kind of they got their press working. It was weird though, but even before that, I think Portland stayed. We touched on this as well, where it's like I was just happy to see them be within shouting distance. Your single digits all the way through the game. Did they get down 11 at one point or something? Maybe 12. They were down like 12 or 13.
Yeah, no, I mean, I felt the same way. It's like you're staying in contact with probably the second best team in the West. Who took the champs last year to 7 games, and if they would have had the team that they had this year, they might have won.
Yeah, That team is Denver is really. I didn't know they retooled like that, and they are once they get people all on the same page, that team can be, I think, really good. You have Aaron. Aaron Gordon's already dropped up 50 and something. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah. And Cam Johnson replaced Michael Porter Jr. He's got similar scoring ability to MPJ, but better defense.
well, that'll help them too. Murray's trying to. Murray was, yeah, he didn't get into that unstoppable mode too, and it's just like, all right, he had a couple of shots. I mean, we're just like, come on, dude, spin it, step back, fader, launch it, 15-foot teardrop in a sense. But no,
Yeah,
that was great. That felt good to see that the improvement of the team, the ability to adjust within the game, and not. You and I are probably on the same page. Where in the past we'd be like, all right, where's the f up going to come from? Where's the letdown going to happen? Come on, they can pull it through and play great one. And this one was kind of like, okay, they kept fighting, they kept fighting, they kept fighting. There isn't that mental shift is there of, hey, we're just going to play, just continue to give effort, play. We get a W, we're going to fight for that. Not that they don't always fight for that, but there wasn't the like, oh, we're totally lost. It's like, no, we can win this. This is good. Let's go. At least that's
yeah,
the feeling I get.
yeah. No, I mean they. I mean, it's kind of the definition of scratch and claw your way back into the game, and
Yeah,
it's all gritty
and
effort. That is the amount of turnover. I mean, I think actually last night was the first not or game that we didn't cause 20 or more turnovers, but it was still a W. So who cares?
yeah. I was trying to look at stats real fast. If they showed, we had that is really small. Don't. Oh, stats are horrible.
Have you heard anything about Wesley's foot? It's-
No, I'm surprised. I didn't. I was expecting Blazers Edge to have something on that even, or somebody. They usually are um, pretty up to date on it. Hopefully, it's nothing big. I mean, that'd be nice because he definitely was a changer of that, and just the way the team flows.
yeah, and the difference between him and Caleb Love is just night and day. I mean, Caleb Love is not that kind of defender, but he's a much better
No,
scorer. So, but it's like I think we
yeah,
would probably rather have the defensive pressure because just of how grating it is on the other team over the whole
yeah.
course of the game.
We can play at a high level. Everybody else can play at a high level, and then you just got the one dude that's off the charts going, causing chaos wherever he goes. I It's interesting. They always say, how and where are we going to get shots from? We go through little stretches, but I think they can. I'm not worried about the offense coming because people are going to start to make shots, or we're just going to. I mean, or if you can't hit the three, attack the damn hoop. Just put so much pressure and constantly be going at the hoop. It's or mid range. Not that we shoot a ton of mid range, but let's do that. That's missing. And then that just opens up the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we forced 16 turnovers last game, which isn't bad. We only had 12 ourselves, which is good. Um, but yeah, we forced 16 turnovers for them. Gosh, they outshot us too. We shot 40% for the game, and they shot or 42, and they shot 41, 48. We took Holy smokes, we took 12 more shots than them. Da 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 da, ton more threes. Good nor 15 more threes, 14 more threes. Either way, but yeah, that was a good win. That was nice to see. That's the kind of last game of the road trip if you think about it. We play the fun. It'll be a different team when we play LA Monday, right?
yeah, and Luca is back. He just had I think 40.
Yeah, darn right. Drop of 40.
So it'll be interesting to see how our defense wears him down. He's he, he's going to be complaining to the refs in overdrive.
Yeah, we really need. Really need Wesley back for that. Just to here, go be a pest, frustrate the hell out of Luca, or they give it to Reeves, and that's a little bit worse because I think Reeves plays faster too.
Would you actually put Wesley on Luca? I think that Luca would just take advantage of the size. I mean, I was thinking that you're going to put Drew and then Kamara and then maybe even
It, I was
somebody
thinking
like
like pressure.
Murray on him just as a big body,
Yeah, I would say if you're in half court, definitely.
or
He
Grant.
you got to stay good. Half court, yes, bringing the ball up the floor, and then you're going to create a switch or switch off. But yeah, let him dog and bring the ball up the floor because Luca's not a he's a good ball handler, but he's not an elite. And he's faster this year, and because he's dropped the pounds. But yeah, I was just saying if he just harass him, getting him up the floor, once he's in half court, definitely he's gonna. You need to put somebody bigger on him because he would abuse Wesley. He just back him down, fade away over him or something. And at least if you have somebody long armed, then they can at least hopefully make him shoot a tougher shot or get a block. But it is Luca, so he does do some ridiculous step back stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, the Blazers. It'd be good. I guess beat LA again. That's all we gotta do.
4-1 under Tiago Splitter. I'm pleased that he's just kind of maintaining the continuity of what they already set up, as opposed to trying a bunch of new shit.
Yeah, if you look at it that way, it's. I think what they really were trying to do is setting up how the team and the identity of what they do. They keep they keep the defensive identity there. Everybody's playing the same way. Offensively, I haven't watched enough to say, hey, what do they do under the sets and whatnot. It seems opportunistic in certain places, but they have way more motion and hey, set a screen, slide off the screen, kind of Golden State-ish, where you got movement happening. Where in the past it was throw it to one guy and clear out. um, but the continuity of how they're playing defensively, how that's translating into offense, and how he's using everybody, which is what we discussed earlier. It's just like we always want to see, are you 10, 12 deep, and just next man up, which has been awesome to see the bench players come in and hit shots. And you're like, okay, that wasn't expected. That was not crunch time, but it's normal flow of the game time and not just, it's the game's over or something. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that Matisse already is re-injured and
yes, that sucks.
torn UCL in his thumb and out 4 to 6 weeks after the surgery, because he
Yeah,
was doing pretty well. But yeah, we got to see Duop. We got to see some Ryan Repair. Repair is he had a couple good moments, but he I don't know. He seems still timid
yeah. Well,
or unsure of where to apply some force offensively for sure.
yeah. Uh, there, you want to say there's that, you got to get that, I don't want to say attitude, but you got to get that fire or something, and just, hey, if you're going to F it up, make the mistake. The coaches want to see you just be aggressive and go. Um, Murray was like that last year a lot, it seems. This year, you still are like, probably just because his shot looks so weird, but when he's not thinking and he does stuff, you're just like, oh, that looked great. The great shot. Just catch, release, does stuff offensively. He drives, and he had multiple drives last night, but he seems to get that he's starting to get that, but his just natural demeanor, I think, is not that aggressive, outgoing, you know, I want to say pissed off guy. None of the guys are. We don't really have a fiery guy, you know. Even like Grant, he's so calm all the time. He just does what he does, He doesn't get pissed off and is demonstrative. Like I guess Tumani is probably our biggest dog.
Yeah, I was gonna
He's gonna
say,
get pissed.
and Denny is pretty demonstrative. I mean, to be honest, Denny, he kind of whines a little bit like a soccer player, and I mean
That's a
that's
Euro.
just the
He's the
Euro
Euro.
Israeli in him.
But
Um,
he's not. But he still he does that. But then he goes right back and kind of plays. He's not the. I guess I'm thinking of nobody has that. Like I'm like the almost like a Draymond Green. He's going to get to
yeah,
that level, and
I
he
don't.
stays there.
I agree. Nobody. I mean, even people that have that in their personality, they don't cross lines with it like Green does,
Yeah,
or other people who get themselves taken out of games because they're freaking out on the refs too much.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know if there's a definite demeanor across the board. If we really look at Portland, everybody is. I'm not saying they won't get up and talk it, but a lot. I think they all funnel it to the game. Even if you go to like when Dame's on the floor, he'll talk a lot and always talk. Hey, why didn't he get a foul or get something? Usually he had a decent reason for it. Every once in a while, no. But he's almost just like, all right, you're not going to listen to me. I'm going to go out and bust you. I'm going to hit the shot. I'm going to do something to cause a problem for you. And the rest don't want to listen. Fine. And everybody, it seems to kind of funnel it back where they're not like you just said, they don't sit there and just bark at a ref and bark at a ref and bark at a ref until you get a tee or get tossed.
Yeah, Drew's
Um,
the same way.
yeah, yeah,
Every once in a
yes.
blue moon, you get a really like a kind of what
What the hell is that?
right, but no, I mean, so I think that the right people are setting the right examples, and the team is kind of all naturally that way.
Yeah, which is good. And I think even Splitter is that way. I think the coaching staff is that way, where it's you don't see any. I mean, Chauncey was that way before. He's never. He's just like, all right, well, that's what it is. I'm going to fight for him, but okay, it's it. Don't worry about it. Just go to the next thing. Get the next play. What's the next thing?
Right.
Next thing to do to make it better. We need the ball back. We need the ball back. I'm not going to sit here and bitch about it. You can't complain and sit there. So, um, yeah, stick with it. So, but yeah, I like that in the sense of that's the focus of everybody. Look, we're here to just let's get the ball. What do we do? How do we score? How do we win? That's what we're going for. Like them celebrating after it. That was somebody on one of the radios or something even commented. It's like to see these guys celebrate over. Yeah, they played great and came back and won. It's like you haven't seen that in years.
Right.
You know, which is it's great. You know, feels good. Yeah, that was a fun win last night. That was I think we when we were watching this go, we were both kind of like, wow, we won that. That's not that was a shock. Outside of Jokic almost hitting a damn shot, but still, it was like we still
I
do we win
thought
that?
that
We
was
really
going
won.
in.
Same
I
here.
mean, as soon as it hit on the rim, I'm like, oh, it's going to be another
Yeah.
Jokic. Jokic's shots bounce on the rim all the time and go in and drop in.
Yeah, I thought it went in until it was somebody grabbed it outside and was like, oh, that didn't. Okay, but yeah, there was. I think we were both pretty silent when that was going. I was just like, nope, miss.
It was
Think.
insane. I mean, the way he jumped up. I mean, it's like a wide receiver jumping up, grabbing the ball, turning around, and getting a shot off. And I mean, how much time did they have? 1.1.
1.4. I think it was one. It was over. It was more than one. It was less than a second and a half. Because I think it was 1.6 because they fouled. Yeah, it was 1.9 on. No, it was 1.4 because they got the. I think it was 1.4. Either way, they're less than 2 seconds, and he got the. Yeah, he grabbed it, spun, took a good shot, and just missed it. And yeah, that was a. The feeling was just like, God, don't go into overtime and just we were expecting it to go in. Same here. I was just like, it's gonna hit the rim, and my thought was like, oh, it's gonna fucking drop. That's just the way it goes, and it went out, and it's just like, wow, we won that. That's nice.
And I'm watching the highlights in our OBS feed. It's the the wraparound from Kamara on Jokic on the jump ball right at the end of the game. I cannot believe that they didn't call that a foul with Timani wrapped around Joker. You're muted.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Um, in that, it shows on Blazers Edge. It even says they talk about it where the refs got the call right. the 2 minute report said they got it right. There's the how he
Oh,
did it.
no, I totally agree. Yes, they got it right, but how often is that not called right? And
Yeah,
and
yeah, especially
it's immediately called a foul because it's Joker. He's
yeah,
a multi-time MVP, former champion. He's going to get the benefit of the doubt, even against a defender that's got a good reputation with refs like Tamani. I just it's a miracle that they called it right.
yeah. They're showing that little. Oh, did they show him grab it? No, they're just showing the jump ball. Um, yeah, it's it ruled the refs got that call correct. Ruled all the calls and no calls in the final 2 minutes were correct for that matter. Which, yeah, I mean, you had that. You could have had they could have looked at the foul on Gordon at the end of the game and say, hey, they didn't. Nope, he didn't foul him. It's like that was a pretty clear um, foul as well. But yeah, they're showing the replay again. Yeah, just the shot goes bounce, bounce, bounce. That's just bounces off. It's just. Uh, all right, so yeah. Oh,
I just put the links to the highlights in the chat so that
okay,
you could look at it. Um,
cool. Um, yeah, touching on if we're looking at what we kind of have on the list, Denver game, great, good wins. First 6 games that we've gone through. I mean, first 6 games the Blazers have played. What is your? That'll lead into the other question we have out of this, but what's your take? What do you feel? What have you seen that you like the most, or like the least too?
what I like the most is just the some of the stuff we already touched on. The tone, the relentless defense all the time, getting people into the game, realizing that you're
Yeah,
working your guys really hard, having a good rotation, um, while still providing people opportunities and going deep into the bench. It's all great stuff. Our ability to score, yeah, it's been less of a problem than I thought it was going to be. I mean, Drew has been amazing, and Denny has been amazing.
wonderful pickup.
Shaden has been a nightmare, but he seems to be perking up a little bit. Maybe he'll start clicking a little bit better. I did notice that on his 3-pointers that went in, that his feet were set correctly as opposed to the last few games, and he was much more balanced. So I wonder if some of the coaching staff in the film session said some of the same things that we have been saying about eh, he's taking way too many shots when he's off balanced, and his feet are
Yeah,
too close together, and so his jump up is rarely just straight up and down. It's leaning one direction, forward, backward, side to side, something.
it, I look at it. Yeah, I agree with you on those and what we discussed as well. His shot when he's on, that he has a higher, his body is more extended and he's got a better release point on his shot. When he's usually it seems like he's leaning forward and he's almost like pushing forward through the shot as the ones he misses. Um,
Yeah, that's what I was noticing too. There's times where he's kind of on the fast break with the ball, and he pulls up at the line, and he's still got some forward momentum, and so his feet come together, and they're too close together, and then he's also on his toes and leaning forward. It's just too much motion in a horizontal direction when you're trying to shoot.
yeah, it's a yeah, when he can, like, if he steps back, if he does his little attack and step back, or he's just, hey, pass it to him and he can rise up. It's those are the ones you're just like, and it's usually his. And like you said, he usually is just net, just net. There's not like it's not off a little bit. It doesn't barely go in. It's just choom, straight net. Um, and I know I've seen some other people talk about like what the team really wants to see from him. He's improved everything I look at. I look at, hey, I'm not so worried about the shots. Like I said before, I think the team is going to be able to score, and that's going to come from anybody and anybody anywhere almost. Outside of Wesley, no jump shots, layups.
Oh yeah,
He
no,
needs to stay there,
he needs to.
attack the hoop.
He only has a green light within 6 feet of the basket, um,
Yes.
and Klingon needs to shoot fewer threes. I
Yeah.
don't want to see
Yes.
that much.
No.
I'm not banning him, but
Yeah.
he definitely has a yellow light.
Good. Good. But yeah, the offense will come. Shaden is. I like what. I guess I should let you finish what you want as the negative side or what you don't like about the team. I can touch
Well,
on the.
Shaden, I think, is doing everything other than scoring well.
That was the point I was just going to make.
Yeah,
That's impressive. I mean, he's playing D. You've seen him
he's giving
dive. You've seen
effort.
him hustle.
Exactly. Yeah. He's getting steals. He's getting rebounds. He's using his athleticism in other ways. So he's definitely um, doing a lot of the things that we've wanted from him.
It's
It's just
nice.
the
He had the block. He
shot
had the
has
block.
been so incredibly atrocious that it's hard to give him the props for all everything else that he's doing well.
Yeah, he had the block. He had the block on Gordon last night.
Right.
At the end,
Key
the
block.
point. Yeah, the point you make about him doing everything else, he's still getting 20 shots. He's still getting those shots, and it's like, dude, all he's got to do is start hitting half of them, and he's a big problem at score, and that's 20 points if they're
Yeah.
not threes. Like we touched a little bit on, is 20 points, and great. Can he get more efficient? And can he take 15 shots and get 20 points? You know, and still do the other things. We want you in the passing lane. We want you on the break. We want you, causing chaos defensively wherever it is. You don't have to be, Tamani um, level, but heck, you're, and maybe I guess this is a question too. Is he in better? Is the team in a better scheme defensively? So he's not so. Oh, well, there goes my guy. I lost him. Are they? Are they? I guess that's still. Are they doing different? I don't want to say sets. Are they just? They're playing differently. There's a lot more
Well,
rotation. So
for sure they're playing differently, but yeah, I think that having more confidence in the back line behind you and the people around you, it's gonna make you feel differently on how you're guarding a guy. And
yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, if you think about when we played, it was a while ago, but you get one guy going defensively, everybody else, it's contagious. And we have usually Tamani, we have, if Wesley's out there, Denny, Grant, even Grant. Grant, you can see Grant as a general, he has stepped his game up hugely across the board. It's kind of a fresh start, but yeah, but you get other people doing that, and you're just kind of like, oh, I got to step up because I'm just good. I'm excited. Everybody else is doing it. I got to join the party.
well, yeah, I mean, if you don't, if
Or you said,
it started with Tamani, but now that so many people are given that kind of effort on D, you just if you're not joining them in that level of effort, you stick out. You
yeah,
look like you're not trying. You look like you're half-assing it. So you almost have to do it just so you don't embarrass yourself. I mean,
yeah, that's a good point. You have to play, or you're just not going to play. You're going to sit. You can be a great offensive player, but this team is like they've been preaching is like we are going to establish defensive. They wanted to be uncomfortable was the quote they wanted to be at the start of the year, and it's like they've done
they're
a pretty good job of that.
yeah, they're doing that for sure. I mean, nobody wants to. I can't believe all the people that have gone out to praise. I mean, Anthony Edwards did it after we played Minnesota.
Yeah,
He's like, I love that team. And then JJ Redick after we played the Lakers, he was all kinds of praise for us
yeah,
and the D
that's
that we're
nice
playing.
style. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, So that the pros and cons, what we like and dislike. I mean, there's more to that. We could probably go on forever with every little piece of it. If you got more, throw it out.
I
Um,
don't know if I got more. I mean, we've kind of covered most
as a whole,
everything. Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, I definitely like the D. The offense, it has definite struggles that we can improve, but is kind of better than we thought it was going to be.
yeah,
And we're winning quality wins against quality teams. And I mean,
yeah,
the only team that supposedly wasn't, was supposed to be an easy win was Utah, and they're playing
yeah,
really hard against everybody. So
yeah. And I think there's that also that place is a hard place to play. People always forget Utah's not. Their altitude is up there at what 3,000 something, 3,500 feet. I think they're like 3,500 feet. So you have a little bit of altitude, and then you got a team
well,
that we have sucked there record wise for
I mean,
years.
the altitude and then the Mormon heckling section, they're
Are they there?
they're notorious. Yeah.
Notorious. Okay. Um, but we're like single digit wins there or something in the last ridiculous amount of games.
Yeah.
If I remember, they threw a stat out there in the game. It was just like we suck that bad here. We really are not good against Utah in Utah.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think when we had Dame before, he had a little bit of motivation because of Weaver State
yeah, true.
and the ties there. But
We didn't
yeah,
get that many wins.
Utah's always been a tough place to play for us. All right,
Yeah.
so do we want to revise our win total predictions, or are we sticking with our guess?
So if we revise them and we come short, we look like we overfelt it. If we stay with where we are, then they go better. We're like, hey, they really succeeded and play well. We're really, I mean, if I did anything, if I want to project out how we're playing now, I might say like 42, 43, get really hot, 45 wins. But um, again, it's 6 games into the season.
Right.
Um,
Well, I mean, my total was 37, and I'm kind of up to 500. I think is a reasonable goal,
yeah.
and maybe a little bit above 500, like you just said.
We got to see anything. And again, yeah,
Well,
anything can happen.
health is
Yeah.
the issue right now. I mean, like
We
you
just
said,
lost.
hopefully we don't have uh, something bad with Wesley. We already know Matisse is out. Rob came back and played, and hopefully that continues.
Yeah, that
Um,
was a solid stay. Um, where can you do this? This is not ESPN. ESPN. Trying to think if they NBA. I was trying to say if like there's an update. Is there injury report on any of those? Use Blazers Edge usually is pretty good at getting those injuries. There we go. Does it say it? Does it already update it? T South. Nope. They don't have anything. So maybe he didn't get hurt. Maybe that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. If
yeah,
he's just good. Well, he didn't play the second half. Maybe that was just being precautious.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. Yeah, 500 ball is in the West. That's going to be really good. I mean, I think it's going to be a battle. I mean, everybody's fighting, and everybody. I didn't even realize Denver was as loaded player wise as they are. That really surprised me. I mean, they can cause some problems for just about anybody. Um, OKC is going to be good again. You got the stilt down in freaking San Antonio that is going to cause, I think, the biggest problems. That
yeah,
dude is a freak, and his 7'4" guy being a they did you see the stats of him that they compared what his numbers were to all the greats in the he says more points than LeBron, more
yeah.
blocks, more whatever. So it was like that's a 7 foot. How many years he been in the league? You know, yeah,
This is
3.
his third year. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, as long as he can stay healthy, he's gonna break the mold.
Yeah, clearly, yeah, and yeah, there's nobody that's name a player that's anything like what he is at this point.
Uh,
So
I think that there was this player once that I created in 2K that was 7.5 feet tall and good at everything.
um,
That's
that's
that's kind of it.
you have people that were that's their analogies. They're like, dude, this guy's a 2K player. Watch this move he did in a game, and you're like, between the leg, behind the back, wrap, spin through, drop step, dunk, and you're like, no,
It's
that
unbelievable. I've
yeah,
never nobody has ever
from the three
seen
line,
anything like it.
no,
It's crazy the shit that he does.
yeah,
I'm
and and to do it at his age too. He was prepping himself for this as a teenager. I mean, you saw the way I remember seeing him, like how he stretched and how he worked on mobility and how he worked on just keeping his body. Most people are going to be, he's long and lang, gangly and all that, but it's like he understood how his body can move, and now he's just gained strength
he's
and
put on significant muscle, and
yeah,
what one of the biggest differences this year to last year is and the year before is the fire in him, like just
yeah,
the
yeah.
meanness. He's taking his anger out on people.
It's his. I mean, they showed. I don't know, first or second game. You saw the highlights that just like cross somebody over, get one step in the key, and I'm dunking it. I mean, I'm taking off halfway down the key and just dunk it from the side, and it's like, okay, it was. I love seeing it. It's nice to see somebody that can do that and just do it.
Yeah.
He's never going to be a Skywalker because he's just too damn big, but to still see him jump and hang on the rim and yeah, like the one he did reverse dunk, came underneath and just reverse junked into that dunk. Yeah. Um,
So I
so
just thought of
speaking,
another topic.
yeah.
Thoughts on Young Hansen so far? The Young Hansen experiment.
Hey, they just sent him down to the remix to give practices, I think. So he's going to get more run. If you look at, okay, he's a rookie, him getting in games, you can see he gets gas fast. Um, he's still catching up to the pace, but you see things that's like this guy does stuff that is more mature or more I'm just a player and let it play. He's not Wemby, no. Does he have little things that make me I I'm not usually excited about big guys and you see him move and then you just okay, he's gonna be a big guy and he's gonna post up and drop step and hook shot and that's it. And you see him do other stuff and you're like, no, he's grown up with watching the game and the creativeness and the flash, and you can see those things in him. I don't think he's had enough court time. I think they've used him appropriately. It's like get him a little bit of run, where it's
Yeah,
not going to
but
hurt us badly.
also don't expose him every game and allow
Yes.
him to get embarrassed. He's got enough to
Yeah.
deal with right now. Yeah, no, I think that they're using him appropriately. Give him a little bit of time here and there. Um, he is a project. I
Yeah.
was watching this video earlier today. It was talking about Denny Avdia and players that come from overseas and how tricky things are. And like with Denny, they were saying that he learned English in London, but then came to America. Um, and
He
so
speaks really fluently.
he does, but they were just using it as an example of like he comes over here and like for an example, like truck in America is lorry and in the UK,
Yeah.
and so there's little differences like that, and they're using it just as something that overseas players have to deal with more. And
Yeah.
then you think about Young, and he's
He doesn't have the English
he
language
doesn't
down even
have
to
English
understand
at
it.
all, so it's totally overwhelming for him. And they also one of the things that they were pointing out is all these players that are incredible. Giannis, Jokic, they all took 4 years before they were incredible.
Yeah. He's got a good, like we were touching, I'd say he's right on pace. He has some stuff and some flashes. We saw Summer League, some of the moves. His vision of the floor is wonderful. You see him directing traffic. You see him even when he's out there for, hey, I'm out here to run the set and get something. You see him like it's not just robot turn and go to the next thing, which the play is kind of set up for. You see him kind of like, oh, I'm going to read and what's going on, and then I can still continue to play, you know, which is good. I mean, yeah, I fully enjoy seeing him be. I'm more excited about seeing his future than I'm just like, okay, it's just another big. We don't have to worry about it. He's not going to be productive. He's a project, great, but whoa, the potential and the little flashes that he throws, you're like, good. That's good. We need that, and that's workable with, and you can work with that. There's a better way to say that.
I agree. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely a project, and best years are in front of him. But right now, don't give him too much time in the league, especially against Joker. That would have been a bad idea.
yeah,
And especially we had Rob back last night, so didn't need him as much. Reith got some time, and his skill set is different than Young's anyway. So we really, I mean, how many he hit 3 3-pointers, and we needed every one of them.
yeah, it does definite. Um, do, 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 do. Are we good on hoop stuff? Are we good on sports? Do we want to touch on
I think
some of the
so.
new music?
Yeah,
Touch on new music, or well, we are huge fans of the king that you have a wall of guitars of. His son has a new album out. Um, the
the
End. Um, thoughts, feelings, impressions of the music that he has produced on his third album.
it's interesting that every album is getting shorter. First one was almost an hour. Second one is just under 50 minutes, and this one is just under 40 minutes. But I like stuff on it. It's definitely uh, different than what he's done before, but I appreciate the growth, and the more I listen to it, the more it's growing on me.
Yeah, I think I'll compare this to somebody else we know, Tremonti. Um, Mark and his growth when he did his solo ones. Listen to this album. I think there's a couple of tracks that are always I think the spell again. I'm gonna go at maybe it's because I love the bass line and the chorus that cruise grooving.
Yeah.
That is just. I'm like I'll just keep that on repeat. Just that song. Um, there definitely it's a difference. So I think there's more maturity in it where his topics are there. They're like I didn't notice that. Yeah, they were shorter, um, but his writing is better. It's still all him. I know he said he did this one differently in the past. Like this one, the little clip I saw, he'd talk about where he'd play a song and work on it, just kind of the guitar part and the vocals, and then he'd run in and record the actual drums to that part, and then he'd come back out, and so it wasn't just here. I'm going to do it to
Yeah,
a rhythm track that I did.
the way he did it before is that he would sit at his laptop by himself and he programs his drums for his
Yeah,
demos, and that is really time consuming. And
yeah, just let him just play it, dude. He's a
and
fucking great
right,
drummer.
and so that was the change with recording this time, is that instead of him spending hours with each song doing it that way, he had an engineer and just, like you said, like, go in and put down a rough drum part, and then start building it out, and
Yeah,
you know a lot quicker whether you're onto something or not than spending all that time programming electronic drums.
yeah. It there's I listened to it in the car. I've gone through it probably 3 or 4 times already. Um, I got to sit back and listen to the slower songs that are in the middle of that. What were the tracks? I think, like you said, Happy, Better Off, um, same old song, even though that's like the second one they came out with. I got to get and listen to those a little bit more. They don't interest me as much, at least off the top. I probably we do a pretty good job where you and I will also just not listen to, oh, great, how's it sound? Great, whatever, go for it. Critically listen to, okay, what is he doing on the guitar part, and kind of appreciate, oh, that guitar part is super, super tough, or just that lick and how he's doing those things. Um, or whatever part of it is, breaking it down and kind of enjoying the, okay, that's the ability. And then you got to think, oh yeah, he did all of these himself. It's him. He is the one that does all of this, and how it all works together. But yeah, I think I got like the two main released ones, the spell, the end. Something new is probably my track of that's like hidden. That one hasn't been released. That I was like, this song I can listen to a lot. That's a good groove. Um, you hear some of his the first two albums, and how you're kind of like, that could go on that album, but it's different and it's newer. So,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
it's got it pieces of that. Um, I was going to compare Monty when he got in like his third, and what, Dust, and the song Trust off the Dust album, I think. But yeah, those just there's a couple of those you sit back and go, all right, he matured as a writer and just went that next level of stuff. Um, oh, you got the album. I forgot about that. The vinyl autographed version of that, right? Yes. Do 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 do. Bam. Damn.
Yeah, I really dig the first song, "One of a Kind." The
Yeah.
It definitely is an interesting, unexpected like song structure. The starting off all mellow, and then just out of the blue, it just starts in with the snare, the crack, 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 crack.
We talked about this. We listened to it a little bit. Is his? You can hear the influence. There is a definite who he's listened to. It has a Foo Fighter sound to it. There's definitely Foo Fighter,
Yep.
influence in that. I think we touched a little bit. There's some, we want to say, even like AIC, any of that, grunge, if you would. He's done his own cover of freaking Alice in Chains, right?
Yeah, they just
But
released a new version of them doing that.
yeah, but you within the album you hear him, which is I always look at that's a growth. You hear a different style of what he does, and not just stay with his, if you want, generic rock sound. He can do anything. Hi, Miss L. She's like, yeah, no, I don't want to be here, Dad. Let me down.
No, she tolerates being held for short bits
Few
of
seconds.
time.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think it's a good album. It's in the player in the car. So yes, I have a CD player still. I run disc because it sounds better,
Yeah,
which you
no,
should.
I totally agree. As you know,
Yes.
I,
Um, we
it's
got. Is there
funny
any other
all
new?
the streaming stuff that people complain about, and it's like I have never gone to streaming music. It's like I'm very happy that I have all my CDs sucked into iTunes, and I can put that on a thumb drive and put it out in my car and have a 256 gig drive of music that is nothing but stuff I bought.
Yep.
It's
Yep. You
fantastic.
support the artists too. That's the biggest piece of it.
Yeah.
Um, the yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, the CDs still sound better. I mean, I listen to Sat Radio all the time because I got all the rock and metal channels in there. But I can jump around fast, and I can get whatever. I can go to the jazz, or I can go to freaking classic vinyl, or I can go to comedy or whatnot. I love it for that. Um,
Yeah, actually,
but if I
I
want
listen to a
to,
lot of comedy on satellite. I do appreciate that.
yeah, that is fun. That is cool. There's no flipping commercials, which is great. But if I want music and I'm on to know something, it's like, I want the disc. Give me a disc. I'll rip a copy of it for myself so I don't trash the original, and then throw it in a player. You know,
Yep.
it's just it sounds better. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And you can access whatever you want and play whatever you want on that aspect of it. I know you can stream it from all whatever Spotify and all that, and but yeah, I really just support the artist. They're not getting paid jack from those streaming stuff, so I mean,
Nope.
buying the disc, I'm sure, gives them considerably more outside of going to the shows. Which Mammoth, you need to come to the Portland, Oregon vicinity. Play here again.
Yeah, with
We would love
Miles.
to have you with Miles. Yes, that would be fantastic. Miles is Northwest.
Tremonti would be an acceptable substitute for Miles.
Tremonti, yes. Outside Alter Bridge, when they are Creed, Alter Bridge doesn't have anything on the West Coast, I think, until probably late next year, if that at all. They'll
Yeah.
probably come to Cali. They might get this somewhere here. I already have May to go to Florida for them, so that's that'll be worth that. That'll be fun. That's multiple stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they don't. Yeah, Tremonti, Northwest people, show some love. The whole family. You could do a giant. We could take an Alter Bridge, Mammoth, throw Seven Dust, throw who else? Who else? Yeah, just Mammoth, Miles solo, Tremonti solo. We could do a whole festival of just like 3 bands and have everything.
Basically
Did we?
everybody that Elvis Basket produces.
That's an interesting one. I wonder how many Elvis, Michael Basket. Who does he? Oh, I just looked at his stuff. He's worked with, so we got obviously Seven Dust, Alter Bridge, Projected, which is half Seven Dust, and Scott Phillips from Alter Bridge, Tremonti, Chevelle. I did not know he does Chevelle. There we go. Slash, yeah, come on, bring it. Da 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 da. He's worked with Sebastian Bach.
That's
Yeah, he
what when
definitely
we
has.
win the lottery and we make our music venue, we'll have to have a whole weekend that will be Mammoth and Tremonti and
Just bring him
Miles
in.
and Alter Bridge and
You guys are playing full sets the whole time you're here. You're playing full sets.
Jerry Cantrell, and then
Bring him up.
I'm gonna say, okay, you have to do them bones, but I want Jerry to be playing all the Jerry stuff, and I want Wolf to sing the Lane part,
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be cool. Yeah,
or
that would be a
Miles for that matter.
my gosh. I saw a video totally jumping off topic. There's a guy who covered Alter Bridge and sang oh, not one of the ballads. Gosh, it's totally spacing my mind of what the Alter Bridge song was. Um, but he sang it well. But it's amazing when you really hear Miles sing. You kind of just go, okay, he is in a different league than even really good singers. And you hear him do it, and you're kind of like, all right, yeah. I think the few tracks that they've released from their album, their new one, just the self-titled album, but you hear him, he's almost sounds refreshed. I've never heard him woo in a song. Like he did sang the note, and he's just like, woo. It was just like, wait a minute, dude, you either left that in when you did it, or, you're showing he's one of the more, not, I want to say humble. He's very humble, but he's also not like attention grabber or any of that. And it's kind of just him, his personality. You talk to him outside of, the show or something. It's just like, this dude's laid back. You wouldn't even know he's a singer of a band. You wouldn't
Yeah,
know he can play guitar phenomenally. And you just be like, oh yeah. And I will say the other part is stage makes people look so much larger than they are. It is, I mean, Mark's 6 foot. I mean, they're all maybe 6 foot. Miles is not a big guy. You see him on stage, you're like, oh, this guy's 6'3", big dude. Blah, blah. And you're like, no, he's a little tiny dude. Um, it's
I
like we got
have to
into it with,
say I was shocked when we met Nuno.
I was just going to say that. It's like, dude, hi, Nuno. Yeah, I'm going to reach down and shake your hand. This is like little dude. You're like, I mean, we're not giant by any means. 6'1", 6'2"? You and I, you're taller than me. Yeah, he was small. He was a small little dude
Yeah, but he's
who can play guitar.
a giant of guitar playing, man.
Yes, yes, very much so.
One of the best.
Um, yeah, yes, that is true.
That was
Um,
incredible to be on the rail for that, and to be that,
yeah,
just to see the fingers flying like that was amazing.
it's yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a huge influence of you. You don't have none of those are up in the background, are they? They're off to the side. You're right.
No, they're upstairs.
So yeah, is the acoustic one on the wall to the
Oh
right?
yeah,
That's for the TV.
the acoustic. No, yeah. Not, I
Okay.
thought you meant the electrics.
No, no, no. I know that's the EVH wall behind you, basically. So
No, actually,
that's
it's
mixed up by
pretty.
now.
Yeah, no, I've got a Taylor and a Fender and an Ibanez and another Ibanez and two, three EVHs and another Fender. So
Nice, good
four
stuff.
brands on that wall, and then on the other wall, I've got a Washburn and an Alvarez and a Godin. So I've got a lot of brands wrapped here.
Well done. Yeah, yeah. Nuno's. Yeah, it was fun to watch him. It's such a better thing. You never think of it to get you. For all the people out there watching, you need to sit. If you have a band you love or an artist, get front row for some show and just enjoy it. It is a different experience. Mike, you had a lot of that growing up, always going to shows and being front. And I didn't get it till obviously with the AB and the VIP pass and doing those shows. It's just like, wow, this is totally different to get here, and you're just closer to them. You get to see them. You can hear them sing over the music. You kind of hear them before you hear them singing into the mic. You can see you see them play that stuff live, and it's such a different energy. It
Yeah.
is such a different energy. There's a guy who's in with all the Alter Bridge stuff, and he's Railmaster Jeff is his name. He goes by that because he's always on the rail.
I was going to say, what does he mean by Railmaster? I can't figure that out at all.
He is on the rail at every show he gets to. And he usually would take the video, the picture of just here's my hand on the rail. I'm here again. Um, yeah, he's it's cool, and you can look at a lot of them. I don't know if he's on the rail for the Royal Albert show, but yeah, but most of those people, if anybody's a Alter Bridge fan, look at the Royal Albert Hall show with the Parallax Orchestra.
Did I tell you that the M100 or MT100 Tremonti amp is it went on a price drop. It is now only $1,500, which for a 100-watt tube head is not a lot of
That's a
money.
lot. That would add it to the collection, Mike.
Not right now.
Not currently.
Maybe.
Have you gone and played a 15, the MT15?
Um,
We need to venture to do
I,
that just to
I
see.
think that I have played it once. I can't remember where. I was it Portland?
5 star?
No, well, maybe. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Maybe I haven't. But I definitely want to check them out. I mean, I would rather check out the MT. Oh wow, they also have used ones for as low as 1250.
Wow, that's a good.
I don't. I would like to get one eventually. There's no way in hell I can justify it right now. I mean,
MT.
right now, if I were to be buying another amp, what I would want to do is actually I'd probably want to get another one of the one behind me in the shot, a 212 combo, because then I could take those and I could replace the left right speakers of my wet dry
Get the
wet
tone.
setup with real tube amps instead of a solid state PA, and and it would be glorious, even more glorious than it already is. Speaking of which, there's going to be a new sub thing on our channel here soon, tone chasing, and it's going to be all about my 40, God, how many, 45 years of trying to sound good and
Chasing wet,
chasing
dry, wet.
tones. Well, no, I can't say I was chasing that the whole time because I didn't know about it until, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago.
True. Oh, probably. Oh, it's just a guitar. Woo! 5 star. I just typed in the Tremonti. What they have for Tremonti? They have a PRS Tremonti signature charcoal contour burst, autographed by Paul Reed. That's the true Tremonti one. $3,060
That's
with the
does
hard case.
that doesn't sound like the
Not an SE.
it's not an SE, really?
No, it's a Paul Reed Smith Tremonti signature, autographed by Paul Reed himself. Yeah, it doesn't say SE on it anywhere. It's dark. Whoa, wait, where's that? What's that on the back?
That is a
That's pretty.
funky looking
That's
top.
weird. The burst is really dark in spots. That looks cool though. I like how it goes dark all the way to the edge is dark and the burst is kind of just the middle. 8 pounds. Where'd the headstock go? I was just gonna say, yeah, that's pretty. I like that darkness compared. Come on. Oh, it doesn't.
Well, I'm sure I've got $3,000 in my couch somewhere. Oh wait, I don't have a couch.
Oh, well, I can't help you there either.
Yeah. Maybe someday. I don't know. You know, I have played a bunch of different Paul Reed Smith, and I've never, as much as I like the look of them, and I know that they're quality instruments and everything, I've never picked one up and like gelled with it. It's like, I don't know. When I pick up EVH stuff, it feels
That
just about
you got,
perfect.
you got, yeah, you got to go with that feel. I guarantee, you know, yeah, that's part of the whole thing. You got people that play a certain guitar and they're gonna like that better. I mean, there's a gazillion different brands out there, but yeah, I agree with that completely. You pick up a guitar and you're gonna feel comfortable with it. You don't even have to think of how to hold it, how to move with it. You just play. It's the same idea like you get in a. I'm gonna relate that to like a car. You get in some cars, you're like, this sucks. I can't. No, it's not comfortable at all. You get in other cars, you're just like, oh, let's go. And you don't even think about it. Yeah, it's just it fits.
Yeah, remember how fun Darren's Porsche was?
Porsches have been finely tuned, and I do not mind sitting in a Porsche.
I know, and
Yeah,
it wasn't anything fancy or anything. It was great.
yeah. It was at that point it was 15, 16 years old or something. That was
Yeah.
old back for us. I mean, yes, but it was still, yeah. The feeling, it's nice. Yeah, I sat in a few other nice cars at work recently, and it's just like this. What was the one I sat in recently? You could tell we sat in a Mercedes, like a SL63. It was a nice newer Mercedes, and you're like, it's wrapped around you. And I mean, the door sills are huge and all of that. I mean, they're like here, and you're sitting in it normal, and it's like that window is almost in my head. The guy that drove it was like 6'4", huge dude. I'm like, he fit in it, or at least he was comfortable driving. I'm like, no. But yeah, it was same idea. You find something you like, run with it. That's a pretty just the burst.
Yeah.
That's different. It's kind of that big band across the middle of it. It's kind of unique.
Yeah,
Either way,
definitely. All right. Well, I
all
think
right,
that wraps up what we wanted to talk about today.
that works. We can touch base on the next one. We'll talk with Blazers versus they got Lakers. They got Denver. No, who do we play next? Yeah, our full schedule. Oh, that's this. Oh, they don't show the rest of it here. That sucks. Yeah, go get the end by Mammoth.
Yeah,
Fully recommend that.
go check it out. It's got some good stuff on there. Check out his last album too. That was great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we don't
and
have a gauntlet coming up. LA Monday, Oklahoma City Wednesday, go to Miami, go to Orlando, New Orleans, and then we end with Houston and Dallas. Yes, what fun.
New
Yeah, we have
Orleans is a
a
nightmare. We should be able to take care of them pretty easily, and Miami's not
so
very good either. But
that's a 5-game road trip in 10 days, um, which isn't too bad.
all right, well, we'll check back in next week. And anyways, thanks for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're growing the channel here, trying to
Yep.
make something happen. So appreciate your time. Thanks for listening. And as
Go,
always,
go Blazers.
go Blazers. All right.